I think every aspiring filmmaker who wants to make any kind of action movie needs to study the action in the John Wick movies. At least this one. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam and welcome to my review for John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. This movie was directed by Chad Stahelski and it stars Keanu Reeves as John Wick. John Wick is back, but this time he is on the run. He's basically one man against an entire city. He has been deemed excommunicado by the High Table, and he has been given a $14 million bounty on his life. It's safe to say that John Wick is a marked man, and every person who is a part of the High Table wants him dead. I love the John Wick movies, like hook it to my veins, and I just love these movies. I loved the first one when it came out. I thought it just looked completely generic, and then I saw it and it just completely blew my mind. And the second one was equally as good. The story was a little weaker in the second one, but let's just say that the first one is here and the second one's like right here. They're pretty much neck and neck with each other. And I am happy to report that John Wick Chapter 3 is just as good as 1 and 2, and in some cases, even better. Simply put, this is one of my favorite movies of the year so far. It could change. This movie could not appear on my top 10 of the year list. It could not even appear on my hidden gems list. But right now, as I'm sitting here, this is one of my favorite movies of the year. It's at least in the top 3. Yeah, forget Terry Funk. Keanu Reeves is middle-aged and crazy. But crazy in the best way possible. I think Keanu Reeves shines like a diamond in this movie because this movie knows what Keanu Reeves is good at least the director and the screenwriter. They know he's not going to excel at performing a Shakespearean sonnet. He's good at one thing, kicking all the ass and telling all the one-liners. And this movie gives him plenty of meaty material to sink his teeth into. But let's give a round of applause for Halle Berry, who made me forget that she was ever Catwoman. I think everyone would like to forget that she was Catwoman, but let's just forget that she was Catwoman because she was badass in this movie too. Without giving a ton away, she's not in the movie very much, but what she is a part of, she brings it her 100%. Also, the dogs in this movie. I'm not a dog person, but if I were to become a dog person, I would want that Rottweiler protecting me at all times, because good lord. And that's a perfect way to talk about the action, because the action in this movie just, oh my god, it's indescribable. It's that good. Chad Stahelski really understands what makes a great action scene. I mean, just down to... He's got it down to a science at this point. I can count on one hand the amount of times that there was a scene where I'm like, wait, what just happened there? And even still, the action in this movie is just so well framed. It's so well shot. You can see everything that happens. Keanu and Halle both did their own stunts. And it really shows. And this movie just has my heart for that reason. Also, there's almost a complete lack of CGI in this movie. Not a complete lack, but almost. Without giving anything away, there are a couple of instances of CGI, but it's used in the best way possible. Let's just say you'll know it when you see it. But I also love the supporting cast, too. You got Ian McShane as the Continental Hotel owner, Winston. You've got the concierge, who I cannot remember the name of right now, but he's really cool. Even the villain I really liked. She was basically Mistress Death, for all things considered, because she's the representative of the High Table, and whenever she comes, death usually follows. She's the right hand of the High Table. She's basically John Wick, but without the heart and soul. And I don't know the name of the actress who played who played it right now. I'll put it in the lower third in post, but I hope she gets more work after this because she deserves it. If I were to have one small problem with this movie, it's the pacing. Now, to be fair, for a 2-hour and 10-minute movie, this movie just moves. There wasn't a single moment where I was like checking my watch and I was just completely bored. However, the first 20 minutes of this movie are such a breakneck speed that when it actually slows down and gets to the main plot, you really do feel it. The best way I can describe it is that if you start a marathon like running really fast and then you run out of breath and you have to slow down and you have to bend over and grab your sides and just catch your breath and then kind of start walking again and then you start running. That's the best way I can describe the pacing in John Wick Chapter 3. Don't get me wrong, I don't think that the pacing in this movie is egregious, but like once this movie slows down, you really do feel it because the first act of this movie is just so pedal to the metal. But everything in this movie is done for a reason, either to serve the plot or to entertain. And this movie does both with the greatest of ease. I'm giving this movie an amazing grade. I was considering giving it a great because of the pacing, but at the same time, the good about this movie completely outshines the bad. The acting was on point. The action, I mean, my God, it was incredible. Really, like I said, my only problem was some of the pacing. But other than that, this movie is just excellent. I really do hate it when people say the phrase, they don't make movies like they used to anymore, because I think it's just people longing for a time that just will never come again. But they don't make movies like this anymore. And they honestly should. But that's all for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like. And if you'd like to subscribe, click the big red button below or the link in the sidebar here. Also, if you'd like to follow me on social media, all of my social media links will be in the description as well. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.